Molto bene.
Molto bene. Mi scusi. Cappuccino.
Parmesan.
Pizzeria.
Pizzone.
I don't think that one is actually Italian. It's a me.
Hi, welcome back to the Radial Podcast. My name is Devin. I'm joined by Jeff.
Hello.
And Austin.
Hello.
And today, we're talking about round 5 of the Super Formula Championship of 2019.
Where's this race at?
This is at Twin Ring Motegi.
Oh, yeah.
How many races left?
I think there's only 7 races total.
We got
So there should just be
130R
2 more.
and like Spoon and a Ferris wheel.
And twin rings.
Is that not Suzuka that you're thinking
Oh,
of?
crap. Oh, God, no.
So I was like, I definitely didn't see a Ferris wheel. I don't know if they just kept it from me or what.
Is there a 130R at Twin Ring
No.
Motegi?
There's a something R.
Yeah, it's like 90R. No, it's not 90R. I don't know. Now I have to go on a mental journey and try to figure out what this track looks like.
It's like 2 rings. So yeah, unlike the Super GT race I talked about last week, this one is not an endurance race because it's Super Formula. So it's 52 laps or 90 minutes at maximum. So Super Formula races are kind of like 3/4 of a Formula 1 race in length.
And like 3/4 speed.
Yeah, probably about that. No, that can't be true. It's probably closer than that. It's probably like 5/6.
Hey, I was just trying to make your comparison continue.
No, you're right, and I ruined it.
Thank you.
But I'd have to run the numbers to know how close it is for sure on Suzuka. Anyway, on pole position again, Alex Palou, followed by in P2, Ryo Hirakawa, P3, Fukuzumi, P4, Red Bull's Lucas Auer, Kamui Kobayashi's starting P7, Naoki Yamamoto, championship leader, starting P8, Adrian Newey, starting P11, Nick Cassidy, a pretty dismal P12, Kaz Nakajima, an even worse P16, and Red Bull's other driver, Patricio O'Ward, starting P18. Speaking of Red Bull, Helmut Marko's here to watch this race, to kind of size up all of the drivers that he has in his stable. So in addition to Lucas Auer and Patricio O'Ward, also they're looking at Naoki Yamamoto, who's a Honda driver, and potentially also Ryo Hirakawa and Nick Cassidy, who are both like moderately Red Bull sponsored. Like they, Ryo Hirakawa is Nick Cassidy's Super GT teammate, and they drive the Red Bull Keeper Tom's car. So there's rumors also of one of those drivers being considered for a Toro Rosso seat. So altogether, there's 5 drivers in this race that Helmut Marko could be watching to see who he wants to maybe call up to Toro Rosso next year. I am still of the opinion that Kvyat's going to get kicked out of his seat, even though he's done nothing wrong, and in fact is doing pretty well. Hopefully he gets to drive somewhere else.
I hope he stays in his seat.
I hope that he moves to Haas if he gets screwed.
That's my best hope for him as well. But Red Bull's just got so much young talent that they want to feed up. I can't imagine them keeping Kvyat. Anyway, so about time for race start, and Naoki Yamamoto stalls before the formation lap. Like, as they're starting to roll out for the formation lap, Naoki Yamamoto is just dead on in his grid slot.
Do you know if these cars have anti-stall?
I don't know. But he is able to get his car going after pretty much everyone else is gone, and he comes back around and goes into the pits and is going to do a pit lane start. I'm not sure if that's required. I think he could have started from the back of the grid as well, but not positive on that. So now that we're getting ready for race start, and Patricio O'Ward stalls as they're getting ready to start the race, which delays the start by 5 minutes. And then, as they're getting ready to do their second formation lap, Harrison Newey and Patricio O'Ward both still stopped on the grid, and both get going pretty quickly after everyone else, even quicker than Yamamoto, and then slot in at the back of the grid. And because they just did a second formation lap, the race is now down to 51 laps. So, that was really weird to see. I have never seen cars just like stall on the grid like that.
What was the weather like? Like, was there any weird
super
conditions?
Hot.
I wonder if that had anything to do with it.
Like, I want to say it was 39 degrees Celsius, and track temperature was 52 degrees Celsius, which is a whole lot. Like, 30 degrees is around 95, I want to say, Fahrenheit. So yeah, very hot. Worth noting, because I've said this before, but I'm sure people forget, you have to use both tire compounds that are available every race in Super Formula. So you've got soft and medium tires, and you have to have use both. So lap 1, everyone gets away pretty well. Pelou maintains his lead, and then as they finish lap 1, Harrison Newey, Patricio O'Ward, and Markelov all pit after their first lap. I think they all started on mediums and are switching to the softs. Cassidy had a really terrible first lap. He also started on mediums and has fallen from 12th down to 15th, even considering the 3 cars that were supposed to start ahead of him are now behind him due to that stalling. So, bad first lap for him, and the reason that seems to be is that the medium tires are really slow for some reason. I guess they're just like, for some reason they're struggling to get them to temperature or something. I'm not actually sure.
Odd if the track was that hot. You think that the softs would just be falling off because they're being destroyed. Yeah,
I initially thought the softs would be done like super quick, but the softs seem like definitely the tire to be on here.
Interesting.
Kobayashi, on the other hand, had a really good first lap and went from P7 to P4, and he basically did that on the front straight. Like, he just had a killer start. Kazuki Nakajima also had a very good start. He was, P16, and is now, he started P16, and by the end of the first lap is all the way up to P9. He started on softs as well and was able to make it past a few of these cars on mediums. So after 5 laps, Nick Cassidy comes in for softs and comes out dead last. At this point, almost everyone is on softs, and the cars on mediums are very clearly like way slower than the cars on softs. Lap 7, Makino spins on the final corner after just getting a fresh set of tires and has to get picked up by the Snatch tractor. And because of this, the other cars that are on mediums all pit now and come out behind Nick Cassidy. I'm assuming that they thought a safety car was going to come out, but there was no safety car to be had, which I really hate. They just got the tractor out to get this car off the road. No safety car, just yellow flags.
That's Jeff's new nickname.
Yellow flags?
No, the Snatch Tractor.
Let's not.
Around lap 8, Nick Cassidy on his new set of soft tires is the second fastest car on track. So this change in tires has done him extremely well. Lap 8, Kaz Nakajima pits. Harrison Newey pits again? Like, it's been 8 laps and he's pitted twice already. I don't know what he's doing. Both of which come out behind Nick Cassidy. Kaz Nakajima switched on to mediums. He started on soft and is now on mediums just to get his mandatory switch out of way. Meanwhile, by lap 10, Peilu had put on a pretty good gap over Ryo Hirakawa, but by lap 10, Hirakawa's caught back up to him and is all over him. And then similarly, Lucas Auer is being hounded by Kunamoto for P5. Kunamoto started P15 and has had just a killer start. Auer is behind Kamui Kobayashi, who also had that killer start and got past Lucas Auer pretty quickly. Patricio O'Ward seems to be struggling with his car in that, like, one time he came around the final corner and then his car, like, visibly lost power and then before he got it going again. It's like it was never enough to get him to come to a complete stop or retire. But I saw after the race, I saw after the race he said that it happened to him multiple times. But I only noticed it the once. And that was weird and a bummer. Because this is only his second race here, and I would like to see what he can actually do. The last race, the conditions weren't great. So it's like I was hoping here in this dry race to see what that kid's capable.
Last race, the whiteout conditions of the rain.
Yes. Which was his first race in one of these cars. Lap 12, Kunamoto has made it past Lucas Auer to P5 and starts to pull away from him pretty quick. Pretty soon, the top 4 are just like kind of running away from Lucas Auer and like mostly staying tight, and then Auer drops off to just have like a lonely P5. Lap 15, Naoki Yamamoto, who also started on the mediums, finally pits to get off of those and comes out P19 of the 19 cars that are running at this point. It's really weird for him to wait so long to do this since they seem like such a bad tire. But
maybe they're trying to figure out whether or not the softs were going to have the same issue to where he was.
Yeah.
But then again, I guess if he has to go into the softs, then he may as well get it over with, even if they turn out to be bad.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they were just like worried the softs would only last like 10 laps or something. But yeah, he comes out dead last. It's just like, that's not what you need when you're fighting for the championship and didn't score at all last race.
Yeah.
By lap 16, Peilu and Hirakawa are still fighting for the lead. But Fukuzumi in P3 and Kobayashi in P4 have both nearly caught up to them and are fighting over P3. Kunamoto in P5 is the first of the leaders to pit and switches on to his mediums and comes out P10. Also this lap, Kaz Nakajima pits again to get off of his mediums. He was only on him for, 5 laps, I think? And he comes back out P19. Seems like a lot of just confusion about what to actually do for strategy here, because I don't think they anticipated the mediums to be as bad as they seem to be.
Doesn't seem like it. Well, is it Yokohama that makes the tires? Who makes the tires?
I think Yokohama.
Okay.
Kunamoto, who just pitted lap 18, pits again lap 19 to go back on the softs. So he only ran a single lap that was required on the mediums, which was an interesting strategy to see. They think those tires are slow enough that they'd rather just get off of them immediately. Lap 23, Ryo Hirakawa finally overtakes Peilu for the lead and starts to really pull away from him. Peilu seems like maybe he's used up his tires at this point, And after 2 laps, Hirakawa's got a 2.5 second lead over Peilu. Lap 28, the top 5 all still need to pit and put on the mediums. And Nick Cassidy, who pitted super early, is P6, but probably I'm thinking is going to need another set of softs. Like, he pitted on lap 5, and at this point I'm like, I doubt he'll be able to maintain such a good position, because there's no way the softs can last the 50 laps he needs them to.
This sounds like foreshadowing.
Nick Cassidy in his P6 is 25 seconds back from Lucas Auer in P5 and 50 seconds back from the overall leader. Auer, as I already said, is pretty far back from the car in P4. He's kind of just lonely up there. Lap 33, Kobayashi finally makes it past Fukuzumi and is up to P3 and is quickly going after Peilu. Like, Fukuzumi looked like he was really holding up Kobayashi. And at this point, after 10 laps, Hirakawa's now 9 seconds up the road from Peilu. So Hirakawa's really building a strong lead. And then 4 laps later, lap 37, Hirakawa pits and gets his mediums and comes out just behind Auer. So now Hirakawa is in P5. The cars ahead of him all need to stop, and he's in a pretty good spot. The next lap, Peilu and Fukuzumi and Auer all pit for their mediums as well. And Peilu and Fukuzumi come out just ahead of Cassidy, and Lucas Auer comes out just behind Nick Cassidy. Fukuzumi pretty quickly locks up really badly, and Nick Cassidy is able to get past him. So all of the leaders that I just mentioned there, so Peilu, Fukuzumi, Auer had choice of tires, so I bet he put on softs. I didn't write it down. But Kobayashi, Peilu, Hirakawa, and Fukuzumi all are going to have to are all switching onto mediums for their mandatory switch. And Nick Cassidy is behind them on his, at this point, pretty old softs. So Fukuzumi on his, there's no tire warmers in this series, so on his outlap, his tires are still pretty cold. He locks up really badly. Nick Cassidy gets past, and at this point, it's late enough into the race that pit stop I thought Nick Cassidy was going to have to do, he hasn't done it yet, so I'm now assuming he's just going to try and run to the end. Because if he pits now, he's going to be so far back, points are going to be hard to get. Lap 41, running order is now Kobayashi, who still needs to pit, and then 21 seconds back is Hirakawa, 13 seconds back Peilu, 2 seconds back Nick Cassidy, and a second and a half back to Fukuzumi. At this point, Naoki Yamamoto is running P10, and recall that only the top 8 positions pay out points, so Yamamoto is going to really want to gain a couple more spots to get at least 1 point for his championship fight. Lap 42, Kobayashi finally pits, and it is now Hirakawa, Kobayashi, Peilu, Cassidy, Fukuzumi, and Nick Cassidy's only half a second behind Peilu.
Hanging in there.
And lap 45, Nick Cassidy gets Peilu for P3.
More than hanging in there.
Yeah, the medium tires really not doing it, but at this point, it's too late to switch again, so they're all just going to try and make it to the end of the race and hope nobody else gets past them. There's a huge train from Lucas Auer, who's now P8, all the way back to Yamashita in P15 on lap 48. They're all just super close. I want to say there's about a second between each successive car there. And Yamamoto's still P10 and needs to get a couple spots to get that last point. And they're all so close, it could happen, as soon as just anybody makes an error. But nobody does. He doesn't get any moves done. But he does make up one position in a way that didn't and doesn't make any sense to me. On the last lap of the race, Yuhi Sekaguchi who has already done his mandatory pit stop, pits again from P6 and is dropped out of the points on the final lap.
Japan.
Japal. Sorry.
I have no idea what he did. Like, I think he finished P15 because of this.
Did he have a puncture?
I don't know. But, like, he was the last lap. Just finished the lap.
Do they have to make it back around if they like F1?
Maybe? I don't know. I didn't think to look into that, but I'm not sure where I could even go to find English news on what the hell happened there.
Weird.
Twitter. Maybe the driver's Twitter account would have that.
Maybe. I might look into that at some point. Although, hopefully he has a Twitter account. Anyway.
He's got Instagram.
Final classification, Ryo Hirakawa, P1, Kamui Kobayashi, P2, Nick Cassidy, P3, Alex Palou, P4, Lucas Auer promoted into P7 after Sekiguchi's weird pit stop, and Yamamoto, P9, no points. And with Yamamoto scoring no points, this puts Nick Cassidy into championship leader.
What? Wow, okay. Good for him.
Yep. So Nick Cassidy is now leading the championship with 28 points. Naoki Yamamoto P2 with 27. Alex Palou's in third with 19. And Kamui Kobayashi in fourth with also 19. Palou's won a race. Kobayashi has not, so Palou's got the edge there. Yeah, and the next race isn't for, I think, about another month. So it'll be nice for Cassidy to just like finally have the lead in the championship, because I think Yamamoto's been in the lead every race this season, and Yamamoto beat Cassidy to the championship by a single point in both Super Formula and Super GT last year. So Nick Cassidy is going to be really gunning to finish these last two races strong and hopefully win that championship. The podium ceremony.
What's our special prize?
So the special prize this time was a weird big card with a cartoon like humanoid pears on it, like the fruit,
no.
like a pear. There's like three of them. They kind of looked like bears in pear costumes. Someone in the like live chat from the race commented, suggesting that the drivers had won free pears for a year. I'm not sure if that's actually true, but I believe that it probably is.
Huh.
So yeah.
You know, I haven't had a
Twin
pear in a
Rainbow
good
Taggy.
long while.
I'm not a fan.
They're really
Pears,
good.
They've got
What?
a good mouthfeel.
I like
Yeah.
like a pear candy or like a pear soda,
See, I don't like those.
I don't
only
like those really
pears.
either.
but
I
I'm
I
not.
like real pears. They've got like a grittiness to them.
Yeah,
and
they're
while
skinny.
Yeah, but they're
being
like a
paper.
little bit too like.
they're soft, and I
How-
like that. It's a good mouthfeel.
I could
I
eat
think
free
pears are
for a
kind
year.
of like a LaCroix. It's kind of like
What?
Not
No,
quite.
they're very
No,
flavorful.
what?
not quite enough for me.
No, they're just as flavorful, if not more so, than an apple.
Yeah.
Hard disagree.
You're wrong.
Yeah, Jeff's. Tell him, Lily.
Yeah.
Apparently Lily doesn't like my opinion on pears either.
I need to go get me some pears tomorrow.
Man, I want one of like a pear soda right
You
now.
guys ever had an Asian pear?
Hell yeah.
Oh man, they're so good. It's like a pear, but like as big as a softball,
That's too much fruit.
and it's
And also
so
they're
juicy.
round.
Yeah, they're round and kind of tannish,
Yeah.
and so juicy. They're
You ever had
so
one of them
good.
pear sodas with like the little drop-in marble?
No,
You know what I'm saying?
No.
I'm
What?
gonna have to get you guys some of those.
talking about ball.
No,
No.
maybe.
It's like a.
You know what
God,
kind
I-
of? You know what I'm talking
you're
about?
talking about. You get them from the like Asian supermarket.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get ball from the Asian supermarket. Balls. I don't know.
Do you? I haven't seen a Balls in like 15 years.
I haven't seen anyone ever. I've only heard you talk about them.
The energy drink?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I've seen them. Like, they're at Walgreens right now.
Oh, really?
What?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
I swear I've seen them in like the last 12 months.
Is Balls making a comeback?
I gotta figure out what the actual name of Asian
I don't
pears
know.
are so that people can go look these up.
Jolt is making a comeback.
I don't know if I've ever even seen a Jolt Cola in person.
As well
Apparently
as
Asian
Surge.
pears, totally fine.
I think Surge has already come and gone.
No, it's still back. I've seen it. I think.
Weird.
It's like a bad Mountain Dew.
And Mountain Dew's already bad. Unless you get one of the ones that's different colored.
You mean
like
like
the blue one.
original
Code
Game
Red.
Fuel from 2003.
You know that Mountain Dew sells an energy drink now just called Game Fuel, right?
That's not gamer fuel.
It might be Gamer Fuel.
No, I need like the Halo 3 Game Fuel.
Okay, but this one is a resealable can.
I'm sorry, what?
The pull
I've
tab
seen this.
like folds up and then it folds back down.
When you say resealable, if I turn it upside down, is it going to leak?
I haven't tried, but probably.
It's probably more for like, yeah, I'm going to put this can of soda in my cup holder.
And I
And
don't want it to
you don't have to
splash
worry about it
around.
like splashing around.
What?
You know, like
Who
cans
is
of
that a
soda
problem
do.
for?
Uh,
Who opens
C5
a full
Corvette owners.
Who opens a full can of soda and just puts it in the cup holder before like taking a drink? You take like a drink and it's not a problem anymore.
But a lot of people don't like
you going upside down?
chug. So like
Just have a drink.
some people like
If you're
sip it.
having Gamer Fuel, you're chugging it.
He's right. If you're having gamer fuel, this isn't a problem
Well,
for
I'm
you.
probably chugging most things. But
Although actually, the corner store by me, where I get bagels sometimes, that's the only energy drink they sell. So sometimes I'm having just like a couple bagels and a mango flavored Gamer Fuel, and I put the Gamer Fuel in the bag when I drink it on the train, so that
it looks like you're drinking on the way to school.
that looks better than drinking Gamer Fuel.
I would argue that looking
I'm gonna
like
wait-
you're having
I
a drink
hope
before you go to work looks much worse.
A cop walking the city beat stops you and like, hey man, are you drinking out here in front of the school? And you're gonna have to like shamefully pull out the can from this bag. Like, no, it's just gamer
No,
fuel.
you leave it in the bag, and you're like, "Yeah, I am. What are you
I'm
going to
gonna
do
start
about it,
doing that
pig?"
on my way to work.
And he's gonna hit you with a nightstick right in the
I'm
face.
gonna start putting Red Bulls
He'll
in
hit me
brown
in the back
paper
of the
bags.
knees. I think it might just be legal to drink out of brown paper bags here,
Really?
because I see guys do it out front of the like corner store all the time.
I don't think that it's legal. I think that it's illegal for a cop to like stop you and be like, "Hey, fuckhead, take whatever's in the bag out of the bag, and show me that you're drinking in public."
Hell yeah, that's just as good.
I think that's probably what it actually is.
Yeah, that's probably right.
That's such a weird rule, or law. You can't drink in public, but if it's in a paper bag, like it's okay.
No, it's still not legal, but like,
Maybe. Like
I don't know, man. If you want to fucking be drunk in public, I don't really give a shit.
you go to Vegas for that.
Yeah, get thrown out of clubs for that.
That's that guy over there, walking around like his torso's connected to his legs by a slinky.
Classic Devin.
He doesn't remember.
No, he doesn't.
I mean, who can?
I can. I remember it vividly.
I got my own hotel room that night. It was a suite. I ate chicken nuggets in it. And then I jumped off a building the next morning.
It was pretty rad.
It was fun. Maybe a little cool. Could have done with it being a little bit warmer.
It was mostly fine.
It was mostly fine, but like you're out there in shorts and you're like,
Oh man, I got this DVD. I mean, I'll leave it at that. I won't carry on with that. If you know, you
"This is
know.
a map you got over here, huh?"
Yeah, so motorsports. Let's get back on topic.
Yeah, there was one, and I watched it, and it was pretty good.
When's the next one?
In like a month.
While.
He said earlier.
It's a bit.
When's the F1 back? Because
The weekend after next. Or after
Yep.
this, I guess.
I'm.
Labor Day weekend, it's back.
Oh man,
Spa.
I definitely can't go to the lake then.
Yeah, the next Super Formula race isn't until September 29th. There's 2 Super GT races before then. That's crazy.
Neat.
That's crazy.
I'm racing this weekend
Where?
Oh, yeah? Where at?
at the Remington Park
Oh.
with the SCCA.
They should...
Do you race on the
Set-
dirt, like
No.
horse track?
Yeah,
No, it's
yes.
a parking lot.
They should change it up to where you guys get to use like the uphill and downhill parts of it versus just a lot.
I think that the SCCA is pretty risk averse, and they would be very concerned about using that narrow area.
I mean, it's bi-directional.
But also, people park over there, so
Make a move.
I
This
mean,
is our
yeah,
paved
you're right.
Space for the time.
Like, I'd be with it because like that Porsche Club track that I did was fucking wild.
Hey, is that neighborhood built? You know what neighborhood I'm talking about.
It's gated off. They never built anything, and the developer ran out of money.
They just put
But
rocks
it's
in
like
front
they
of it.
put like horse gates in front of it.
Bummer.
So like you could probably just go move it, but yeah,
Oh, that's fun.
yeah. If you're from Oklahoma City, you know.
You probably don't.
A lot of people knew about that place.
That's weird.
That's why they gated it off.
I was thinking about that the other day for like no reason. It just,
It's pretty good.
yeah, it's a good time.
But yeah, I'm racing. I got to do brakes this week, but I'll make it work. Did we talk about the wheel falling off the Duramax
No,
No, I don't think we did.
at all?
Maybe
No.
we did.
So I've been talking about how the Duramax has got problems, but this was like an unrelated problem,
but a more significant problem
but a very significant problem
and a very immediate problem.
that reared its head on a 300-mile round trip on my way back from my dad's house because I had to go get my car hauler. And I still don't know what failed. I would suspect a wheel bearing failed. And the long story short, fucking wheel came off the Duramax driving down the highway. Truck was on fire, shoulder was on fire, wheel was on fire.
It's a bad scene.
It's a bad deal. Destroyed everything in that corner. Like, the only part that was remotely salvageable was the tie rod end.
Was the axle nut?
The axle, I didn't reuse it. Like, the back washer was, like, sheared off the axle nut.
Oh,
So, but, like, CV joint was totally destroyed.
I didn't realize
It was
that.
fucked. It broke the brake caliper and the caliper bracket off the knuckle. The knuckle was ruined. It had bearing race, like, heat welded it to the inside of it, like friction welded. So replaced all that shit. It was Corvette part money, and I got that put together this past weekend. So there's that as well.
Nice.
Duramax still has issues, but it drives now.
It drives again.
Should have let it burn, but whatever. There's a Duramax update for our
Duramax.
tens of listeners.
Yeah. There's literally dozens of us. There's literally dozens of us.
But yeah, that's all I got. So if you want to see me race and you're in Oklahoma City, you can come to Remington Park and say hi. It'll
What
be
is that, tomorrow?
Dude, what?
no, it's
fucking
2
Tuesday
days
night.
from release.
Yeah, it's this weekend, Sunday.
Yeah, it's Sunday, bright and early.
I know what day it is. It's Friday.
No, it's Tuesday, but it's Friday when this comes out.
It's true.
Listen to this on Saturday, and then Devin can be right.
Yeah. Just like every other
You have to
episode.
know in advance that you need to listen to it on Saturday, so good luck with that.
It's also a good point.
I'll put it in the notes. I'll put it in the show notes. Listen to on Saturday.
Before you listen, you should know. Disclaimer.
Oh, right, I'm running this show. Sometimes you forget. And that's why I've got to put it down. But we'll pick it back up again next week on the Radial Podcast. Jeff, say goodbye.
Jeff, say goodbye. That was very loud. I apologize.
Every time, like, since I've been making you guys, like, host and stuff, like, every time it gets to the end, I'm like, I could probably wrap this up pretty smoothly, but I have to, like, force you guys to fucking do it.
Yeah.
Wrap
like,
it
I
up.
never-
You make this as awkward as possible.
Anytime I've gone to any, like, some social gatherings, I end up staying until, like, everyone is leaving because I don't know how to make myself an excuse to leave.
Oh, dude.
Hell
it's
yeah,
so
man,
fucking
that's
easy.
how you do it.
I just say I have to go home and take care of my dogs.